I'm gonna finish recording this video before I have to go pee from all that alcohol I just drank. Alright, I'm late again with the whole uploading thing. I seem to keep missing those things. I set a schedule out for myself and I was like, I'm gonna upload on Saturdays, and I keep missing my upload time because I suck. Have y'all seen the best fucking Star Wars TV show of all fucking time? It's called Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It's the shit. I know a lot of people who are really good, you know, they're like big Star Wars fans like me. I don't know if you could tell, but I know a lot of people who are Star Wars fans who haven't actually watched the show. And the main reason for that is because they think it's kiddie show bullshit, which it isn't. That's what Star Wars Rebels is. Star Wars Rebels is kid show, you know, fuckery, and Star Wars The Clone Wars is the best fucking Star Wars media we've had in like 6 years. Except for The Mandalorian, which is also really good. Star Wars The Clone Wars is good. It's a really fun show. It was, you know, canceled a while ago when Disney bought Star Wars, but it's actually recently been brought back, and I have not watched the new season yet, so I can't actually talk about that. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna talk about the old show and why I think it's good, and why, if you like Star Wars and you haven't seen the Clone Wars, you need to watch it. But I'm gonna do that with probably little to no footage of the show, because I don't want to get cucked by Disney. I have 35 subscribers. I cannot afford to get cucked by Disney. I don't have the money. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is a what's the word that I'm looking for? It is. Imagine that. I studied English literature, and I don't know if anthology is the right word I'm looking for. Right, I was correct. It is. It's an anthology series. I really gotta start researching these before I film them. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is an anthology series from, I think, around 2000. Hey! Look at that! I know my Star Wars! It came out in 2008. So Star Wars: The Clone Wars is a animated TV series that came out in 2008, and it's actually still airing right now, every Friday. And it's an anthology series that basically is just meant to cover the gap between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. It just takes place there. And there are a lot of people that really like that era, because clone troopers are dope. They look really cool. And who doesn't want to be a Jedi running around with a flashy laser sword? I don't like the prequel movies, but the prequel era is actually kind of cool. And this show capitalizes on that. If you like Star Wars, and you like laser guns, and ships, and shit flying around and blowing up, and people doing backflips, and droids, and big-ass battles with a lot of people wearing armor, this is a good show for you. It is Star Wars on drugs. It is just so much Star Wars. It is great. I love it. I have action figures from it. It's a really fun show. And the good thing about it being an anthology series is that you don't actually have to watch it in any specific order. You can just start halfway through season 4 and it doesn't fucking matter. It's still just a fun thing that you can sit down and watch. And it's actually surprisingly well written. It's not written by George Lucas. It actually does a pretty good job of taking a lot of the stuff from the prequel trilogy that was really bad and fixing it. My favorite part about this show is actually Anakin. Like, I shit you not. I hated him in the prequel, like, trilogy because he was a whiny bitch. I didn't think it was Hayden Christensen's fault. I just think the character was a whiny bitch. And in this show, he's actually kind of cool. And it does a lot of really good stuff to make him not seem like a whiny bitch. He's actually kind of a badass, and he's really fun to watch. And then there are all the, you know, like, there's all the other new characters, like Ahsoka or Captain Rex, who are just really great additions and feel like they should have been there from the start, and it just builds onto the, original shit from the trilogies of movies that we actually saw in theaters and just makes it better. And stuff that was in the prequel trilogy that was bad is now great. It's so good. You guys remember General Grievous? Yeah, he was fucking pointless. He basically existed entirely to create a cool fight scene in Revenge of the Sith. In this show, he's actually a character who actually does things and has, an actual threat that he poses. It's really cool. And then there's, Count Dooku has an actual character here in this show, and so does, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan went from being kind of everybody's favorite Jesus dad to, everybody's favorite Jesus dad. He's the same thing, just somehow still better. It is really well done. I'm not gonna get too into detail with the whole thing with the clones, because I feel like most of the people that are gonna watch this video are either my friends who already have seen all of the Clone Wars, or are my girlfriend who doesn't give two shits about Star Wars. So basically, if you're not one of those people, and you want one last reason to go watch this show, it's got a lot of clones in it. And the clones are all voiced by D. Bradley Baker. And D. Bradley Baker does a really, really good job. And the clones are really, really good characters. They're the best part of this show. Most of the episodes that don't have clones on them are the episodes that I don't watch, because the clones are the reason to go watch this show. They got fucking character development. They have unique characters out of a concept where everybody is supposed to be exactly the same. And they handle it really well, with the clones learning to evolve and shit, and adapting their own personalities, and it's just good fun. The only thing about this show that I will say I consistently hate is Jar Jar Binks, and that's because I hate him in almost everything he's in, because he instantly makes it kiddie show garbage. So I'm not gonna pull the wool over your eyes and tell you that this is the best show of all time, because it's not. It's a good show that has a lot of Star Wars shit in it. So if you like Star Wars, you will love this show. A lot of people are really disappointed with the last movies that came out, because they were kind of, they were a little bit not so great. They were a little bit kind of maybe shitty, and some people really didn't like the story, and other people really didn't like the fact that the movies made no goddamn sense, and some people didn't like the fact that they felt like they were on crack cocaine when they watched this movie because the pacing was so goddamn fast. A lot of people just didn't like it. But if you're lacking in Star Wars media, this is the way to go. Star Wars The Clone Wars is good. I've rewatched it 65 times, and every time I watch it, I get something new. Not because it's crazy deep or some shit, I don't know, Cowboy Bebop. Go watch my other video. But it's just, it's fun! And you can just go back and watch it, because it's just lots of fun Star Wars adventures. Since each new episode is its own little adventure, except for some arcs that kind of span a few episodes, it's really great, because you can just go in and watch it. Because it's just a fun Star Wars adventure. It's not, there's not a lot of politics, there's not a lot of other shit going on, there's not all this weird, crazy Trade Federation garbage. It's just fun Star Wars shit. They got spaceships, they got clones, they got droids, they got Jedi, they got Sith, they got fucking Wookiees, they got all those aliens that are really cool but nobody can remember the names of, Trandoshans or Biths, that kind of shit. They got all that stuff in there. There's a lot of great old characters that have been repaired and given A+ treatment, and there's a lot of really great new characters like Fox or Rex, just these great additions that really just kind of flesh out the world. It's fun. It's fun to watch. It's not a masterpiece of television, but it's fucking fun. And I love Star Wars, so go watch it! Nobody has to know about us. I think I might need help. Basically, the show's pretty good. It's fun to watch. It's got action, it's got adventure, it's kind of funny. It's really well made. The voice acting is fantastic. The pacing's usually pretty good. It's not great. It's not as good as The Mandalorian. I think The Mandalorian is my new favorite thing of all time. But The Clone Wars is really good, and it it creates a lot of stuff that you can just go and enjoy if you like Star Wars. A lot of people who like Star Wars haven't seen this, and I think that's kind of a crime. Nobody should have the last Star Wars they saw be the fucking Rise of Skywalker. This is so bad! Tears hiding real pain. Rise of Skywalker was bad. This show is good. If you want to wash the taste of the Rise of Skywalker out of your mouth, go watch all of the Star Wars The Clone War, and then also watch the new season of the War of Star, because they're good. That's it. Star Wars The Clone Wars is a show that's written for anybody who likes Star Wars. It doesn't matter if you're a kid, it doesn't matter if you're an adult, it's for everybody. Anyone of any age can go in and watch this show, and if they like Star Wars, they're gonna love the show. Look at me, I'm a Star Wars nerd. I love Star Wars, but I hate Star Wars Rebels, and I hate The Rise of Skywalker. So you know I'm not just a Star Wars shill, I like good Star Wars. This is good Star Wars. Go watch it. Go watch it now. If not,